Hey everybody, this is Steve.
And it's Ricky. What's going on?
This is the Two Broke Gamers podcast.
Yeah, he's back. Steve's back.
I am back. Last week I was at my cousin's graduation. My bad.
my bad. If it was an awful show last week, our bad.
It was just Ricky by himself.
Yeah.
You can't blame me.
Yeah.
You can actually blame me for not being there.
No,
I'm sorry.
of course not. Dude, I'm not blaming you at all. I was just like, you know what? I want to keep the show consistent. Let people know we're for real about this.
No, but I definitely, it's hard to do talking by yourself. You have to talk to yourself for a while.
Yeah.
Because trust me, we do this out of our college radio station.
Yeah.
And I have a show where I talk to myself. It's incredibly hard.
Yes, it is. That's why I have to be with my partner to kind of kick off with.
Thank God we have music here too.
Wow. Oh yeah, once you could cut it to music with that awkward. All right, so here's the next song here.
Yeah. I've been doing this for so long. I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, how do we start off this show?
Some things happened this past weekend, like mostly esports, because we esports, mostly it was Smash and such. I mean, there was other things going on as well. But it's just another conversation of these fighting tournaments and how unorganized they can get. And you always talk about how LOL is like a little bit more organized. Like when the thing starts, that's it. It's going to end at that time.
Yeah, so it starts at said time and it ends. I mean, sometimes the games run a little long, but that's why there's an hour between matches just in case. Sometimes actually it's even longer. They'll schedule a match for, it says approximately whatever time.
Yeah.
So usually they're pretty good with keeping that track, where if a team, it's to the point where if a team isn't ready to go, they forfeit their match. So.
Yeah, that's basic. Like for here, it's like, oh, here's some delays are happening, or the guys went out for lunch.
Yeah, right. We're just not there.
Yeah, but this didn't really happen as bad this time. It wasn't like a lunch break that went too long or anything, because CEO, which is the tournament I was talking about, like I hyped it up, and I really do like the concept of having a fighting tournament and like the finals part of it happen in a ring or in a steel cage, like whatever. Like I think that concept's pretty cool, and you win a belt at the end depending on if you win the whole thing or not. And I think it's a pretty good concept. Besides the fact that I think Street Fighter 4 is back, in my opinion, because I thought it was pretty boring the last couple of years. It was really hype in 2011, or was it 2012? It was one of the 2 years. No, it was 2011. And then 2012, 2013, it was kind of like lackluster in a way. Like it was kind of getting boring, but now it's starting to get exciting. Marvel 3 just never died in my eyes. Marvel 3's just always been awesome.
Well, I wonder why that is, that Street Fighter kind of like, it was hype. It was hype because it just came out.
Yeah.
And then it died off for whatever reason, and now all of a sudden it's coming back. Like, I just don't really
Well,
understand.
it's probably just because of the new release, too, because they do have a new Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Okay, I feel...
It's like the 4th iteration of Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, like
so,
Street Fighter is one of the only series of fighting that I like just don't follow.
Really? Well, why not, though?
I don't know. I never really just got into it.
I guess maybe I just grew up with it because playing it on SNES and in the arcades back then, and then, seeing people like play it and me playing it myself, it just kind of sticks with me. But I really do like the new Street Fighter 4. I just haven't had the chance to play it because of, my life.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was a Mortal Kombat person.
Yeah.
So I was on the other side of the arcade playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's true. Because that was always the big thing, and that's funny. But I mean, Mortal Kombat was, I believe, in this tournament, but I don't even know when, because I got to a point where I had to work. But I mean, besides all that, CEO was going well until some delays happened, but it really didn't happen until Saturday, which I don't know what caused the delay. I don't remember, but it wasn't. But some things didn't go as planned. But I forgot what the chance was. But I remember Sunday was the more messed up thing, only because for some reason, I was on break at my job, and I was like, okay, good, I get to finally watch like something, because I was upset. I was thinking I was going to miss some of the Melee parts, because at least I wanted to catch some of that, and then Marvel and Street Fighter. But delays happened, and it got to a point where Street Fighter was supposed to start at 6, I think, at a scheduled time, and instead it started at 8 o'clock.
Oh,
maybe
geez.
After that. Yeah. And everything went behind, because apparently Injustice was there, and Injustice tournament took very long for some reason. I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to look into it. And then apparently there was some sort of technical delays that also happened. I didn't really look into actually what happened there either until then. And it's like now it got to a point where I started to watch Smash, and I'm watching Project M. And Project M was taking a while to happen, because I don't know. I was watching Mewtwo King fight. I don't even remember at this point, because it was just kind of boring for some reason. Like Project M was never boring, and it was like, oh, this is not really entertaining right now.
Did they get campy?
Yeah, I kind of, because I don't.
In any fighting game, when people start camping, that's when it gets boring.
Yeah, and I mean, there was kind of camp, but I mean, Mewtwo was, Mewtwo King was playing Mewtwo. I mean, he went back to Project M and played Mewtwo, funny enough. But it wasn't all like, it was just a lot of movement, a lot of defending, and it wasn't really a lot of action going on. And then people were demanding Melee because, and I didn't know Melee was being played until like I was kind of hearing the announcements, but not trying to be rude to my break room. But like all of a sudden you hear like cheering in the background, and it's like, oh, why is this happening? It's like, oh yeah, if you guys are hearing the cheers, we're kind of distracted. Melee's actually happening right now, and it's off stream. And I was like, what? But and it was only some of the losers brackets and such, but they were saving like the top 8 at least, or some other part of the Melee for the stream itself. But they were still recording it. I'm like, well, why don't you just switch it off at this point? Because it got to a point where now they're playing the tournament off stream, even though everything was supposed to be on stream. And I'm hoping that's something that doesn't happen at Evo. Nothing really that tragic or that bad has really happened at Evo that much. Like I think they're much more put together and professional than that.
I think Evo, since a much bigger tournament, I think they're on top of their stuff. Like they things start when they're supposed to start.
Yeah.
So I think because it's much more organized, it's for that reason. Everything is on time.
Yeah. So, and now like the next big one is Evo. And in between, it's just a little Kings of Cali 4, which is coming up this weekend for Smash. All the tournaments probably happening as well, which I didn't chance to get a look at. Because to me, nothing else really matters. Even Kings of Cali doesn't even, I'll check it out, but it doesn't matter to me because it's really all about Evo, like all day Evo. Mm-hmm. That's it. Evolution 2014, like that's it. This is where everybody's going. And
that's what the names are.
Yeah, that's it. That's where everybody's gonna be at, and no matter who, what, where. Some of the scrubs that are gonna play. I mean, even for Smash and stuff, a lot of people have signed up. Especially like it's gonna be over 2,000 people. Like they finished their signups for Evo the last day of the month last month in June. So now there is about 2,000 people that have signed up. Way over. 1,979 people signed up for Ultra Street Fighter 4. That is the largest competition by far, with Marvel 3 at 1,014 people signing up, and Smash Bros. Melee almost is at that 1,000 point, almost, with 970 people.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then there's also other games like Blaze Blue, which has 508 people. Killer Instinct has 338 people, which is kind of surprising. Killer Instinct is actually growing on an expensive-ass console. King of Fighters 13, 319 people. Injustice, 311. And Tekken Tag Tournament 2, 257 people. And then other things going on with the Indie Showcase and all that other stuff as well. And it's going to be big, but I don't think there's going to be any interruptions at any other tournaments because I don't remember really of all the years I've watched Evo that anything really that major happened.
I wonder, like, it must take forever to have that many people signed up and to go through all those matches and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the pools, the schedule's already out. It's happening next week, July 11th to, 11th, because it's starting on a Friday. So it's July 11th to the 13th. So Friday morning, funny enough, 8 o'clock in the morning is when Melee pool starts.
That's too early. I wanted to watch this. That's too early for me.
Yeah.
I'll catch it midway through, just look up what happened. And then, I'm not watching it at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Most of the pools are happening that day. Some of the pools that aren't finished on Friday are going to be finishing on Saturday, with some of the brackets happening on Saturday, to where a point I think they're going to get to the top 32 or top 16 on Sunday, to where they're going to finish everything on Sunday. So... but they don't have a real timed out schedule for Sunday, but kind of gets me nervous because I don't know if I'm working or not. I really want to.
Yeah, right.
Because last year I still remember being on the bus watching the Melee tournament, watching Mango dominate, seeing Justin Wong's come back from Marvel 3, and then Ultra Street Fighter 4 kind of boring me to sleep. That's what I remember from last year. So, but I think Street Fighter 4 is coming back, which is good for me anyway. And there's always going to be a lot of people doing it. But always think about the other styles of the games. Like Street Fighter 4 is always like boxing to me, because the way you're fighting is always strategic. You're always kind of blocking. You're always kind of fighting. You're kind of jabbing. Like even random hits that you're throwing out just to kind of check. It's almost like a boxer. How you're almost kind of checking your punches. You're kind of throwing your punches, but you're not trying to hit them. But you're trying to see what the person's going to do when you do
flinch.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what it is. But then I can't really compare Marvel 3 or Smash to any other, it's not like I can compare it to MMA or anything. That's just a whole different thing, but it's more entertaining too than anything.
Melee is kind of like a street fight.
Oh, just a wild, crazy fight. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just go in and do it.
True. One other thing about Evo before I talk about other tournaments happening this weekend. Evo is asking everybody, the Evolution Camp itself is asking everybody who's participating in the Smash Bros. Tournament, Melee tournament, to bring their own consoles, GameCube or Wii actually, and discs for the tournament, which is kind of
Ill prepared.
yeah.
You're not prepared. You're hosting a huge tournament and you don't have the right equipment.
I mean, how did they do it last year? I don't remember them asking for people to bring their consoles last year, or anybody for any games. I mean, they're not asking for anybody to bring in their 360s for Street Fighter 4 or for Marvel.
Well, that's because Microsoft is sponsoring the event. They're going to have everything there. So,
yeah, I think they're
whereas,
on that.
Whereas Nintendo's openly known for not really supporting the Melee play. Because, it's one of those things that Nintendo kind of wants the world to move on, but no one wants to move on.
Well, I mean, not really. They did. They did open them. They did welcome them to the Smash Invitational, and they have talked about people winning Melee and such like that. I mean, and they did allow them to do the stream last year.
Right, but you had to convince them.
Yeah.
Because at first, everyone wanted Melee, and Nintendo was like, "Nah, we're not going to allow it," and people had to go to social media and riot and complain to Nintendo that they wanted them at Evo. They want Melee at Evo. And so Nintendo was like, wow, we didn't know there was this much want for it, so I guess we're going to let it through, but they didn't want to at first.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. I'm looking at the sponsor list. I was incorrect. We're both incorrect on Microsoft sponsoring. It's actually Xbox that's sponsoring it, because they're a separate thing, whatever.
Oh, well, it's whatever.
It's but Nintendo's actually sponsoring it. So it's kind of like if Nintendo's sponsoring it, then they're on the list. They're right here with
so
Axis.
You're not going to bring stuff?
I know. I mean, obviously Mad Cat is sponsoring it, Broken Tier, Bandai Namco, and people think another group of people who are working on the new Smash Bros. I know Twitch is sponsoring it. There's a lot of sponsors, and it's like, okay.
Well, I mean, in another way, I guess asking people to bring their own consoles isn't the worst thing.
Yeah.
How so? Well, because that everyone loves to play money matches and they love to play side matches and stuff.
That's true.
And that's another thing that holds the competitions up is that people like to play side matches and money matches, so they end up using consoles that are needed for tournaments that are not available because people are playing money matches and side matches. So I guess if you bring your own, you can be like, all right, I'm out. I got this GameCube. Who wants to play with me?
True.
All right, cool.
True. I see what you're saying with that.
So it sets up more fun or for money or for pride competitions on the side that when you're out, you can still play.
And you have a point on that because everybody's going to be there. I don't think there's not one player, whatever game is at this tournament is not going to be there. You can't not be at Evo.
It's Evo.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's actually a good idea for this.
Now, speaking of other tournaments that are happening, besides King of Cali, the Pokemon National Championships are going to be streamed on Twitch this weekend. I know you're excited about that, right?
Sort of. I mean,
I know I set you up for that because I know you're not.
No, I mean, it's like I said, we've talked about this before. I'm not the biggest fan of the VGC rules.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool as it's being streamed. I think it's, because a lot of people don't know these tournaments happen.
Yeah.
I mean, through X and Y, they do give notifications through not Street Pass, the Holocaster that the tournaments are happening, but no one really, I don't pay attention to my Holocaster. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I only go through it to get my Street Passes. So that's why I keep saying Street Pass, because that's where you get your Street Passes from the Holocaster. But I don't really pay attention to the announcements because I don't play VGC. If I wanted to play VGC, then I'd pay attention to my Holocaster to let me know when the season starts. But
yeah, true.
I don't know. I just don't like some of the sets that you see in VGC. I think they're cheesy and they're not fun.
I'd check it out just because it's kind of a historic type of thing, isn't it? Almost like they're broadcasting this on Twitch. Why not? Why? And it's the Pokemon company. It's not really Nintendo so much so. Yeah,
no, I'll check it out, but I'm just saying I'm not the biggest fan of the VGC rules. I'd rather play by the Smogon rules, that's a community thing.
Yeah.
In order to play, if I go onto the Wi-Fi, looking for a battle, not everyone plays by Smogon rules, so I'm going to have a Smogon team, someone's going to have a VGC team, and I'm not going to have fun.
So what about tournaments that are set up by fans? I mean, look at how Smash has done it, and other tournaments have before they got, sponsorships by the people who make the games.
Well, that's house rules. You have to go by. If I were to set up a tournament, I'd set it up in Smogon rules. If someone else were to set up a tournament, they may set it up in VGC rules, and I wouldn't play. So it's all, but it's not like the Smogon rules aren't known. Smogon is probably it's the most known community in Pokemon, and they're at least competitively anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people play by the Smogon rules. It's like the go-to tier list to see where your thing ranks. That's not banned out.
Now, but are they streaming as much as tournaments, or they're just having online battles? Because I've seen Pokemon battles streamed, and people are like on there watching this, and it's like whatever. But I don't ever see like a tournament being streamed or a tournament being together, unless I'm missing out on a lot of things.
No, well, it's like I said, the Smogon tournaments, like I said, they're or as you said rather, they're fan held tournaments. The Smogon ones, there's no real Smogon tournament per se.
I gotcha.
So it's a lot. There's always tournaments happening. People are always and sometimes there are big names in the Smogon community who are known for being good players by that rule set. So they stream a lot. Elo, he streams a lot. Shofu plays by the Smogon rules, but Shofu also does VGC as well. So you have some people who compete in both. PokeMD plays by both. I'm pretty sure Elo plays by both too. Like the good players are the ones who can play in both.
Yeah.
And still get it done. So it depends.
Now that's the thing too. Am I going to be expecting the best Pokemon players from playing Smogon rules in this tournament this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the ones who play the Smogon rule, like basically the Smogon rules were set up by a bunch of real pro VGC players who thought that some stuff was just way too cheesy to have in the game. So they were like, all right, this is banned out. You can't use this. You can't use this. Any Pokemon underneath this line are banned out. Like, so it's a way to play the game more fairly.
I gotcha. So, I mean, I'm still going to check it out at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, just to see what it's like. Because, I mean, I've played Pokemon, but I haven't really, like, trained my Pokemon as much as I should have. So I haven't really ever battled anybody online. And I think if I ever had to battle anybody online, I'd probably get my ass whipped.
Right. Well, I mean, just to clear this up, Smogon pros play by VGC rules as well.
Okay.
But not every VGC pro plays by Smogon rules.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy, Verlicify Wolf, who avidly is against the Smogon rules. He's like, if it's in the game, it should be played like VGC. Like if it's in the game, it's there for a reason. Use these rules. Whereas everyone thinks he's an idiot. So, hey, good for you.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'll check it out. Are you ever going to check it out at some point this weekend though? That's the main question.
If I have time. I got a busy weekend coming up.
Nice. So switching gears to like a completely different than tournament play, let's talk about stimulation games and how ridiculous they're getting so far.
It's getting out of hand.
I mean, this started off as a joke, and I fell for it a little bit because I was like, this can't be real, right? Because that's the first thing I ever say with anything ever, but knowing that it could possibly be real. Rock Simulator.
It's a shame that this is just an audio podcast because the amount of rolling of my eyes and just deflation of my posture is incredible with this announcement.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was a joke, and I'm just like, okay, it's funny. It's a rock in grass.
It should have stayed a joke.
But now apparently people are like, I'll pay money for it, and there's gonna be I would think that even that's fake. Like a Kickstarter.
So, I don't have words for this segment. Like I know I'm trying, but I don't have words for this. I don't know how to explain. Like I just dumb is the word I have for this. Dumb.
It's an Indiegogo. They have a campaign for the Project Joke that set a rather modest target of $500. And
really?
It's already past $500.
What?
So let's see. 7 people paid for $5 for and it's according to this a personal message along with a picture of a rock via email. Let's see. 12 people donated $15. Will receive an actual rock. 6 people paid $30 for 2 rocks.
Oh boy.
Let me see. 3 people put $50. Not only to get received rocks, but also a note in the credits.
Oh my god.
And so that's happening apparently.
Hey.
Yeah, and also, I mean, and then somebody in the discussion I was reading an article brought up another one that was like, I'd rather support this game than that. And I'm like, oh, what's this game?
Please, I can't take it anymore. These simulators are getting way out of control.
It's called Mountain. It's basically a mountain simulator. You're basically, what this game is, I mean, It's almost like Rock Simulator, I guess you could say,
It's
with the
planet
rock.
Earth. That's what it is. It's planet Earth.
It's basically, well, not really, because you don't have any flying mountains on the Earth. That'd be kind of cool though if you had a flying mountain. But
I don't know. Is the Earth not just a giant floating rock
yeah, you're right on that. That's true.
in the universe?
Yeah.
Like, it's so
Yeah.
stupid.
So it's basically a mountain simulator called Mountain. You have no controls. You just kind of watch like things happen. That's it. Let's see, things live on it, things die, and like that's it. That's it. It floats and seasons happen, and that's it. Simulation games.
Why?
I skimmed something and I wish I would have read it for the show, but like, you know, I was on my way here and I read something that was like simulation within a simulation game, and I don't know if it actually is happening or not. Like I would
There's nothing. It's not even a game. There's nothing to do. There are no controls. You hit start and then you sit back and you wait for 50 hours because there's 50 hours of gameplay apparently. I just can't.
Would you even call it gameplay at that point? Like
There's 50 hours of watching. All right, it was with that.
you're watching an animated movie. That's it.
And then like if you can't even restart your mountain. It's just like once you start it, there's no restarting. So unless all 50 hours go by.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah. I have no words. I really seriously have no words. Like I'm at a loss of like how
At this point, the rock simulator and the mountain simulator or whatever it is, this makes Goat Simulator look like an amazing game.
well, to a lot of people, Goat Simulator is, because that's on a different level. Because it's not really like because Goat Simulator wasn't like you're on a farm and you're a goat and you eat grass.
I know.
Like
The Goat Simulator, you're running around, crashing into buses, killing people, sacrificing them, and becoming Satan goat. Like I get it. It was weird. Goat Simulator was funny. I didn't play it, but I watched the videos.
it's a funny game though.
It was
really
funny.
is.
It was funny as hell. But it's still like, there's only so much of Goat Simulator you can take before you're like, okay, I'm done with this. Really, Rock Simulator, you're going to roll around. That's it. Mountain Simulator, you're not going to do anything. You're going to start it up and watch. No. So stupid.
Well, let's go into something that's even better. Steve, yesterday morning, I believe it was, or was it the day before? I had sent you a video that I just said,
Yes.
just watch.
We're gonna put this in the comments for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about.
Or
This
even in the
video-
description. This video.
Oh yeah,
is
right.
amazing.
That's in the description rather.
Yeah.
But this video was absolutely amazing. This was the best video I'd seen in a very long time.
So somebody created the whole Smash Bros. Roster in the WWE, I guess, created like character or whatnot. But I mean, it had to be some hacks involved too, because there's no way some of these things were even possible, even with like WWE, like the maker, like it just couldn't.
This was the funniest video I'd seen. Like when he showed me this video, I just couldn't help but laugh at this.
It was hysterical. Like you see Mario as like a WWE wrestler, they're in a ring, and it's like, okay, obviously this is but then it's like a WWE mod, whatever. But it's like, okay, this is getting better now. And then you got Pikachu coming in, the big giant brolic Pikachu, and Greninja comes along, and Mega Man's there.
My favorite part though is the part with the two villagers, the female
Yes.
villagers. The female villagers are running around a ring with their hands up, trying to get the crowd amped. And all of a sudden, the male villager comes and he just looks at her, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like in fear that the male villager's there. And then Ike comes in and he just starts. Oh my god! He throws the male villager out and comes to the female villager's aid. Like, and then Mark and Ike are fighting with the fucking brooms. I just can't. This is retarded,
Dude, like Mike, Marth and Ike look perfect to the T.
They do.
They were really well done.
The Marth and the Ike look really legit. But everyone else looks ridiculous.
Oh no! You know who else? Little Mac too. Little
Mac,
too.
Little Mac. I was like, wow. What did they do? Copy the character? That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
seriously.
I guess because they're more human looking.
Yeah,
that's why.
But
the Marth and the Ike fighting with the brooms was the funniest. Oh my god! Just everyone
you have to watch that video.
Pause this video. Go watch that video, and then when you're done, resume this one, and then you'll know what we're talking about. Please,
you have to. Like I mean, and apparently, this is the thing that this person does. But not only that, there's someone that, and it's even amazing. I've never sent this to you, and I thought I should have, but there's a guy on Twitch. He does almost like what Salty Bets does with Mugen, and they have like random characters fight each other, but instead it's WWE like mod stuff.
Yes.
And one person actually had a match, and I forgot who he was fighting, but it was Captain Falcon was in it.
Yeah.
So, and then it was like a good 20-minute match too. And I was
That's
like,
funny.
I had to skim it because like, okay, I can't watch this for 20 minutes. But
Oh,
then,
yeah, no.
yeah. And then it comes to the point, like it's close to the climax of the match. You could tell like he's getting some combos, and then the knee happened. Like
The
literally,
knee.
it was the knee, and it like
The knee.
the game paused and froze on the impact of the knee, and he got the pin and he won the belt. Like it's just ridiculous. Gotta link
That's
that one
funny.
too. Yeah,
You had to show me that one. Oh my god.
yeah, that's the hype for Smash. Speaking of Smash mods for that, because we definitely had to bring that up to bring in the fact that there's going to be new additions to Project M.
Yeah, no new characters or anything, just new skins.
Yeah, not yet. Not like the Slippy Toad hype that was from April Fool's Day.
Yeah, right. No,
Um,
it's gonna be the white Marth skin, which is pretty cool. It's a different white Marth because he already has a default white Marth.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a different white Marth. There's gonna be the white Samus, which looks
Yeah,
really nice.
that suit. Like apparently it's not really supposed to look like that. The suit's actually supposed to look skinnier, but they had to kind of tweak some things to kind of fit the body because it was kind of like it's thicker in the Smash Bros game, so they couldn't really work with that.
Yeah, but that white Samus one looks really nice.
Yeah, and then there's Pit from one of the older games from NES. Like he looks basically like
Retarded.
well, he actually looks like Ness. I mean, no, he looks like Lucas.
Yeah.
He's just like Lucas on Lucas's head on Pit's body. That's what he looks like.
It looks stupid.
And then there's like Kung Fu
Lucario.
Yeah, he looks like Ryu.
I like that one. I support that. That's pretty nice.
I think he's supposed to look like Ryu because the Hadouken, I guess, because that's always
Yeah.
referred to in tournaments when you watch Smash. It's like Hadouken. It's
Yeah.
like it's not
So
really.
so 3 of the 4 skins look really nice.
You
You
don't
may
like that
disagree. You may
one.
disagree with me, but I think 3 of the 4 look nice, and I'm obviously talking about the stupid Pit one.
So, but speaking of all games that you like too, the games that we play, the Smash, going on to League of Legends. You know, League of Legends is big all over the place, and especially in Asia. Asia's
Yes.
like ginormous to a point where like if you really needed some help in League of Legends in South Korea, namely, you could hire a tutor there.
Which I say you have friends, like you have friends to do this, but they've actually been doing this for a very long time, in the form of the pro players. Or they used to. I'm not sure that the pros really do it anymore. But before the tournaments, the LCS, before all that stuff was huge, they used to make, before the streaming, like before these astronomical numbers of 20,000 people, back when 2,000, 3,000 people watching a streamer was a big number.
Yeah.
They used to have, like, on the side, they used to give lessons. So you'd pay for lessons. They devote an hour to you. You'd pay them $25 or $30, however much they charged. And you'd get a 1-hour lesson from a pro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do they even do that anymore though?
I'm not sure if they do anymore since they get paid by the LCS. But
Yeah.
I definitely know up until... I mean, they may still do it. I just don't know. I never really expressed interest in it. So I wouldn't be able to tell you.
You're always that good.
What?
You were always that good.
No, it's not that I was. It's not that I was good. It's just that I never
That-
felt like paying money to be taught how to play a game that I kind of already know how to play.
Yeah, you're that modest brag.
No, I'm not modest.
That-
I'm not bragging at all. It's
That
just,
humble brag.
I'm in gold. I don't need to be any higher. Like, I got my rewards at the end of the season. Whatever.
Well, here's how it works, though. There's a gaming site. They're rolling a service called Punching that enlists the whoever's pro at League of Legends to give players tips in real time as they play. So they're basically logging into a server. The pro watches the player play, and then they give tips and like via voice chat and what they got to do and how they got to do things.
Well, yeah, that's kind of there's already a guy who already does that. His name is Trick2G. He's a very he's in Diamond 1 or Challenger. I'm not sure. It's one of those things that he fluctuates between the two because if it's easy to drop out of Challenger because it's the top 200 players. So I think he's just in Challenger kind of permanently at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause he's got enough points. But what he does for his subscribers, because he's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
So you pay the $5 a month to subscribe to him, and you get benefits. Where he does subscriber games where he'll play with the subscribers, or he'll have the subscribers play against each other, and he'll stream that game so everyone's watching the subscribers play.
Wow.
And every once in a while, he'll do trick spectates, which he'll take one of his subscribers who maybe made a donation to him, and he'll watch his game, and because it'll be a player who's maybe bronze or maybe silver, maybe gold, just someone who's looking to get higher up, and he'll spectate that player and tell them what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And he'll tell them how to improve. So in a way, they made a donation to him, so he's doing them a favor, but it's kind of just like paying him to watch.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's a really cool concept. I didn't know that it goes down like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
that's really cool.
There's a lot of people do stuff like that.
And apparently the service is only in League of Legends right now, and it's going to be expanding to other games like Dota 2 and everything like that in a later time. So that's kind of interesting. Not like the service is like that is there, but also it's already being done by people who just wanted to say, all right, let me just help regular people out who watch me do what I do. I'll help you guys out too by giving back.
Yeah, it's Trick's way of saying thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting me. I'm going to help you out along the way.
So sticking with Asia and gaming, the Xbox One's going to be coming out over there in China, which is great because there's a lot of controversy with China with their console ban that's been there for like almost 13 years, and the ban was sort of lifted in some way, but now Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft can release their consoles there. I mean, they were there before. That's not sugarcoated. They were there illegally.
Yeah, but now they can legally be there, and that can help sales.
Yeah. So, I mean, but going a little off topic in China, I remember reading an article a long while ago where there was a store in China that was illegally selling the consoles, like, current ones, not ones for the current generation that's coming to pass, I guess you could say, for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. They were selling those games, and to a point where they can mod it for you, like, oh, you want it modded? Boom, here you go. You can do whatever. To a point where if you wanted to pay for the 360 and PS3 to be put together, they'll have a custom computer tower, put those two systems in there, and you have two slots for each game, and it's like, here you go, you have a PS3X 360 box, like
a PS360 box.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
and they were like doing this for a long time, and I mean they've probably done it since the ban was there for a long time. They've done it for probably other consoles, but more notably they did it for that, and they've also sold games from other countries and such like that in there too. So it was a big scheme down there. Not a scheme, but they're just selling the games that you can't sell anywhere else, basically, like in China. So, and I mean, it's not like it's that we're foreign to that here. I mean, we had bootleg games here even for like the NES, and we still have like modded games here now, or like indie games they're turning into now, or even games that are illegally modded or hacked and whatnot that people play. But it's much different for back then, because back then, you had games like, look at Nintendo when there was Tengen games but the cartridges came in black cartridges instead of the regular gray, and they weren't licensed by Nintendo.
Yeah, the bootlegging games.
Yeah, and it's almost like that, but on a whole different level in China. So for them to actually have a consoles in China, which is it's great.
Yeah, the one thing is, and Ricky and I, we do discuss this stuff before we come onto the show to talk to you guys about it, is that you had mentioned last night there's going to be like a foreign tax that's going to make the Xbox One like $800 or something.
That's correct. Altering it for US money, about $800. $800.
That's insane.
It's more than here, and people are complaining about the price there.
Yeah, right. They're complaining that it's like $500, $400 here. It's going to be $800. So just think, you have it easy.
Yeah.
You have it easier.
And meanwhile, in Japan, it'll cost about $490, altering for yen and such.
Yeah.
So think about that one. So, I mean, I know it's a whole different economy in China anyway. So I mean, I don't know how it really works over there, but for the high prices, I don't know if a lot of people are even going to be able to afford it if they have before. I don't know what the economy and life is like there besides what you hear on TV, because I know there's more beyond, the slums of China, or like, the big people who are billionaires in China. There's got to be some sort of life in between,
Yeah, there's got to be a middle class somewhere.
Yeah, you'd hope anyway. So,
yeah, you'd hope.
Yeah. I mean, the Xbox is going to be coming out there. That's going to be the price for it. It's also coming out for Europe, moving a little bit more west from China, where they got a few good bundles. The Xbox One's Connect bundle is going to have FIFA 15 and Forza 5 and Dance Central. Like all these, like
those are 3 completely random games.
They just kind of picked out, like, you get these games, this bundle, there you go.
Yeah, right. You like racing? Here you go. You like soccer? Here you go. You like dance? Here you go.
That bundle's going for about €500.
Nice.
Yeah, that's an interesting color. And if you wanted the bundle with just Dance Central without the Connect, that's €400. So it's going to be around released around like Netherlands, Norway, Denmark, Belgium, Czech Republic, Sweden, Russian, Switzerland. Like those markets are getting like those bundles and those games for those prices.
Cool.
So, and that I don't know. I mean, the bundles. I mean, they got to be out there, coming out in the world finally. I don't know how Nintendo stuff is looking like that out in the world. I know Sony's like already out there in the world. They haven't even they've only recently like done it in Japan, and now Microsoft's turn is coming up in Japan soon. So
I'm waiting for that Smash bundle.
Yeah,
Smash
adapter,
4 controllers, and the system.
Yeah,
that's when I'll get a Wii U.
Definitely.
Sticking
with the Xbox though for a little bit before we head on to Nintendo, because we got a few Nintendo subjects because they had another stockholders meeting that was released publicly. Destiny is not done yet, but it's been released as an alpha. The beta's coming out soon, but the game's supposed to be coming out in September. That date's already, there's a date for it already.
I've already mentioned that Destiny may be a bigger failure than they had anticipated.
I don't know. I really hope not, because I mean, you're putting that much money, because the game's already like the estimated cost already, even before they made the game, they wanted to make a game that was worth $500 million, and most of that's got to go to advertising because it kind of has to.
Yeah.
But you're also paying a top actor right now at this moment, Peter Dinklage, who's coming from Game of Thrones, and he's recording voices. He's got a voiceover role for this game, and he hasn't even finished recording for this game yet.
Hopefully that's just like, I feel like in video games though, the voice recording and the voice acting, that can all be post finish, I guess. So maybe that's all stuff you can finish in the last month of a game.
Yeah, true, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of people find the game to be boring and even the dialogue to be boring, but then again, it isn't alpha. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully the beta will be a little better. I mean, it has to anyway. So, but I mean, the one line, and maybe I'll edit it into this post or just have a link, because like a lot of random stuff is happening in the game already. But there's one where Peter Dinklage is talking, and you're walking, and he talks about some sort of civilization, and then he randomly says, "That wizard came from the moon." And I watched this video for the first time last night. I was way behind on that. I can't believe I did not realize that. And I heard that video. I was like, what? Where? What? That? Why would you record the dialogue if it's not going to make sense at this point? Is there supposed to be something that's supposed to happen in this point of the game that he says this? Like, I don't.
What?
I don't understand. And he's just walking in this area where there's just boxes and such. Like, if you see this video, it's not even an open real area. It's just this enclosed area.
That wizard came from the moon.
Yeah, like I don't know. But hopefully this game will get better. I don't want it to be a failure. At this point, it can't be a failure. I mean, even though like you're selling the game at like $60 per like whatever per game, and like maybe if like 10 million people buy it, because they're already projecting this game to sell about 10 to 15 million copies. So that could already like go like get you back even at that point.
You can sell 10 million copies of a game to even come close to even. So.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm still stuck on that wizard coming from the moon, man.
I don't know, man.
This game is so not ready for September.
These guys
we're in July. This game is 2 months away, and they're not done. This game's getting pushed back. I'm sorry, Destiny fans. You're not getting Destiny in September.
I don't know,
and if you are, it's going to be a piece of crap. Don't get it.
Dude, I really did. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto. I mean, they single-handedly almost like started turning around the game industry, where it was like going down for a while, and now with the $1 billion in sales that Grand Theft Auto 5 made, and then with the new versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 coming for PC and PS4 and Xbox One, I mean, you're looking at a lot of money there.
The difference here, I mean, I guess Grand Theft Auto had a name.
Yeah.
This is now like the 50th installment in the series.
Yeah.
Whereas Destiny is a brand new franchise. While yes, it has Bungie behind it, which they're already on the Bungie train for Halo.
Yeah.
So it's different because everyone's already on the Bungie train for Halo. That it may have a little bit of support already behind it, because I know a lot of people who were excited when they saw Destiny because it was Bungie.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll save it, but I don't know. It's a brand new series. Even if it's gonna be a series, I don't know if it's gonna be a series. It might just be a one-time game.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not. And I guess it has a little bit of development history behind it, but it's not Grand Theft Auto.
Not at
I don't
all.
expect this game to sell 50 million copies.
I hope it does. It needs to make
for
money.
its sake. It needs to, but I don't necessarily think it's going to. because we had a conversation the other day where Mario Kart hit what 2 million sales.
2 million copies.
And this is a series that has so much fanship behind it.
Oh yeah,
Mario Kart's been around forever.
They're
It's
already-
just hit 2 million. I mean,
Yeah.
but I expect most of a game's sales to be within the first couple months, because afterwards it's just a couple 100,000 copies here because people are just pick it up over time. But most people get a game within its release. So Bungie better hope it sells.
I think this might be the best-selling game for the Wii U right now. And I mean, that Mario Kart 8 is also moving a console. So they're seeing a rise in consoles, which led to the shareholders meeting annually that led to the president of Nintendo's approval rating to go up. It went up about 3.38%. So that's good. And he also was actually reelected as president of Nintendo, so that's also a good thing. So
congratulations to you, sir.
yeah, so now he's getting back. He's back in his game now. Now it's just basically to turn around with Smash Bros. Because Smash Bros is going to be the thing, and then other games.
That's going to be the savior. That's going to be the godsend.
Well, so far it's been Mario Kart 8. Like first it was Zelda. Zelda kind of saved it a little bit last year with the remake, but it was still a remake. It moved some consoles, not by much. But then Mario Kart 8 just seems to be making an impact.
I just think that when Smash comes out, it's really going to boost the sales.
Oh, dude, I really see Smash as a midnight release thing. I really do.
I'll be there.
But that's going to suck, dude. If it comes out in December, that's dead of winter, man. I'm not going to wait like hours at midnight in the cold.
Get your fuzzy jackets, guys.
Nah, man, I can't do that. If it was nicer weather, like, dude, like when we went to the Smash Fest, like a good like few hours outside in the sun.
It was blazing heat, dude. I was out there for hours waiting.
Dude, I wasn't blazing heat to me. I'm fine with the heat.
I hate the heat.
Dude, I love the heat. That's why I can't stand the cold.
I'd rather be cold.
I have to have like 8,000 layers to be warm. I can't.
Here's my thing with the hot and cold. I know we're incredibly off topic, but the thing about the cold is you can always put more on. Yeah. Whereas the heat, you can't take more off. Yeah. Once you're naked, that's as much as it gets.
Yeah, you don't want to be walking around naked. That's awful.
Is it? Is it?
I don't know, Steve. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not answering that. Going back to Nintendo, though.
You were born naked.
Yes, you were. We all were. Speaking back on the topic, but Nintendo also announced. Nintendo says that their E3 video, the digital conference, had been viewed around 4 to 5 million times, which is, I don't know if that's a record for every other conference from E3, and really. It's not surprising because that was really the most talked about thing at E3. It wasn't all about Microsoft's thing and Sony's thing and whatnot. It was really all about Nintendo. Nintendo stole the whole show. And
they did.
And they didn't really do a conference.
They had their direct, and that's all they really needed to do.
Yeah. And speaking of the Wii U a little bit and their sales, Reggie fills me, the man of Nintendo of America, kicking ass and taking names. And
He's
also
a troll.
Dude, he's awesome.
He is awesome. He's just a troll.
Yeah, no, he's not more of a troll than Sakurai.
No, but he's still a troll.
All right, but why? I have to find out now why.
It just the way he interacts with the fans. The man's a troll. Let's just leave it there.
Dude, I think he really is cool with the fans, though. He really listens. I think he's one of the. I think, in all honesty, I have nothing to back this up, but I really do think. Some of the moves that Nintendo has made is because of like Reggie's some sort of influence. Because it had to be. Because I think if Reggie wasn't there, I don't even think we even would have a Smash Invitational. Let alone even like other games that may be coming overseas or coming from overseas.
It's just Reggie being Reggie, man.
Yeah, I mean, I really seriously think Earthbound came back to the U.S. because of him. Because he heard it so much. Because there wasn't one time where Reggie wasn't in front of the fans and all he kept hearing was, are we ever going to get Earthbound? Are we going to get Mother? Are we going to get Mother 3? Like, that's all he kept hearing.
Yeah.
And his response was usually like, we have to see about that. You know, he never really gave a direct yes or no because it's like he doesn't want to disappoint the fans, and I understand that, but he also doesn't want to, be a dick. Like, no. Like, why would I want that here?
Yeah.
Like, but, you also have to really, he has to also sort the money thing and see if it's actually profitable and all that stuff.
See if it's worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, so far it's worth it. They released Earthbound on the Wii U console, virtual console, at $1 more than the actual Super Nintendo games, which is odd, but it's made money. People love it, and people have played it. But going back to what he said about the Wii U, they talked about the drought. He was doing an interview at IGN, and they asked him about the gap. They asked him about the gaps between games because the last game besides Mario Kart 8 that came out was in February. And that was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So it's kind of like, how is Nintendo going to alleviate all this? So Reggie had basically said that, let me just quote him. We're doing a couple of things. First, we're doing much more second-party development. Everything from Bayonetta 2, which is an exclusive to Wii U. Devil's Third is an exclusive to the Wii U. Certainly, leveraging more second-party development is crucial to us. Other things that we're doing is more independent developers. And to stop quoting Reggie, I think that's really one of the other saviors too. There's a lot of independent games on Nintendo. I don't know, but comparing it to the other two consoles, I mean, you can't compare it to PC because that's basically almost all indie
Everything
games.
in the world is on PC.
Yeah. So
master race, baby.
Yeah. So it's still saving them a lot too. I mean, they got Shovel Knight, which is a game that people were really hyped for, and I've heard more talk about it on the Wii U and on the 3DS more so than on the PC version. So I mean, he's right. Like they're doing a lot of things to do that. As far as like and the independence and such, he's talking about that.
I don't know. Tell me.
Shush. He said, you look at all the developers that have left large major third parties to create their own small studio. We've been able to attract them not only with some of the tools made available like Unity, but also the fact that these developers developers love having their content merchandise on our eShop right alongside with Mario and Zelda. So I mean, he got the right idea, but and there's more games coming out. By the end of the year, there's going to be a ton of games coming out for the Wii U.
No, I'd hope so because that system needs some massive saving.
Yeah, and then he talked about the momentum of the Wii U, like how like Nintendo just failed at trying to sell anything when the thing first came out. It came out a year before the other two came out, the 4 and the 1. And I don't know if you could call them that. They're the 4 and the 1. That's
just call them by numbers.
Okay, and the 4, the 1, and the U. Those are the 3 consoles. But
which the 1 is actually a 3.
No, like that's weird. Reggie talked about the games that came out, Pikmin 3 and Zelda, and how if they were released when the system came out initially, it probably would have drove sales. Reggie said, what I would say to that is that we've been slower than we wanted to be in bringing key games to the marketplace that leverage the full functionality of the system. Just look at the games that we launched over the last 9 months. Everything from Super Mario 3D World to Wii Fit U. Let's include Pikmin 3 in that group. Let's include Zelda in that group. These are all games that we wanted to launch early in the system's life, and because they have not launched early, we have not been able to create the momentum we wanted. But then again, it comes down to then why release the system then if you don't have the...
That's
the games.
Perfect counterpoint. Don't release something if you're not ready to.
But I
mean, just because the system is ready to go, if you don't have the software to support it, it's not going to sell.
Well, a lot of people debate that point that the Wii U was a rushed system. A lot of people have said that it's been rushed. But I don't know if I really truly believe that. If it was rushed, I don't know what to say to that. But I mean, it did have some games, and it did. I mean, a lot of critics on blogs and on news sites and gaming sites have all said that they've had a better launch lineup than a lot of other consoles have in the past, and even the current ones. So, I mean, there's nothing really to brag though, because it didn't still move consoles in the end. I mean, look at the PS4. The PS4 had almost nothing, and they've sold like almost 4 million consoles like a month later, or so. And now they're almost up to like I don't know, like 6-7 million at this point, and it's just ridiculous, and he didn't really have much.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, there's not much else to say to that. That's exactly what it is. They sold better with less than the Wii U. I mean,
yeah, and I think it's only because of the brand and the hype from E3. I think that's really what saved Sony.
Yeah,
in all honesty, and I mean, it really saved Sony. People think Nintendo's still in the tank, but Sony and the Xbox division of Microsoft are doing way worse than people would like to acknowledge, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's all we could cover in this small time. We went a little over today. My goodness.
Well, I'll remember a lot of that is us bullshitting.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do hope you enjoyed us. We still have a second part of this show, if you can bear with us on that. I mean, I think our next subject, I didn't even hype it. I just realized that.
Yeah, we didn't even, wow.
Yeah,
I know. We didn't even talk about what our second segment is going to be about.
Yeah, no. And I mean, like, I mean, we did spend a lot of time on it. And I tried to kind of steer away from Smash, but I mean, we love it. And it probably
at the end of the day, it's our game.
Yeah. And I mean, it's probably going to be a subject beyond Smash, beyond this point until like some other thing happens. It's like, okay, we got to talk about Smash again. But the second part of our discussion's got to be about one important thing. It's not about Smash itself. It's not about the tournament. It's not really about any of that. It's really all about if Smash wasn't Smash. If it wasn't made by Nintendo, would it be as successful and hyped as it is or has been thought of for a while? So if if you're interested in that, tune into the next part of the show. You can follow us on Twitter at 2BrokeGamersPod because we can fit the cast.
Yeah, right.
We also have the YouTube channel, as you can see. I think we're getting in works for the Facebook. Because I think I'm gonna have to join Facebook. I deleted my Facebook years ago. Now it's like, I may have to do that again.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
Yeah,
because I still do the Facebook thing.
Yeah,
and you can also follow us individually on Twitter as well.
Yeah, you'll see us on our Two Broke Podcasters thing. But I'm at Terrick, TEH_Rick,
and I'm Steve B Agilism. That's AGILISM. For those of you who don't know what that is, because it's a made up word. Because I made it up. It's my gamer tag.
Nice. So we'll see you guys in the next break. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you tune into the next one.
Whoop.